Hello everyone and welcome back to today's stream. I'm going to be doing day 2 of the structured training plan that's been produced by MyWhoosh. I didn't do the session that was planned for yesterday as part of the training plan. The reason for that was I had to do a team time trial practice, and it was a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to share that video later on as well, because there was meant to be 6 of us. 3 didn't show up. The 3 that were there, just trying to stay in a line and take turns. It was terrible. It was quite funny though. We were trying to stick to prescribed wattage, and as soon as we hit a hill, boom, we're just blasting up it, and it's just not the way to do it. It's not the right way to do it. So a bit more practice is needed, I think. But we've got our first team time trial race next week, so looking forward to that. And the best way to learn is to do. Well, it is. That's what I say. Really. So that's what today's session looks like. Phosphate 6. Now there is a few tasty pieces in there. A couple of all-out efforts for a couple of seconds. A couple of a bit of tempo work there at the end, or sweet spot at the end. So yeah, this should be pretty cool actually. I don't think this is a test. What course I'm going to pick today? Aloha. Ooh. Yeah, let's go for that. I mean, it's on the RG mode anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. It'll just affect the distance that I travel at. That's all. To fix this. Let's see. There we go. Let's go. Okay. Let's get put in. Starting off with a nice, easy 118 watts for a while, just to warm ourselves up. So I've only just figured out how to turn on Ant Plus. There's a little toggle in the settings that you have to pick on. I was working off Bluetooth for a long time, and I don't know, I just find Ant Plus a bit better with responsiveness to changing the gradients and the power that you're putting down. That's just my opinion, not that it's scientifically backed, it's just what I think. Some music. Then we'll listen to some Fred again, something a bit beaty, to keep my mind off the pain. There we go. So, because I've put on so much bloody weight over the past little while, I've found it hard to get cycling clothes in my kit list that actually fit us. Everything, I mean, it was tight anyway, but it's like super tight. So, yeah, need to get a grip and start reducing those kilos down, because it's just getting out of hand. It'd be cool if anyone's actually done the structured workout in MyWhoosh and has got any opinions on it. Leave some comments below. What did you think? Did it work for you? Did it not? How does it compare to other types of structured training that you've done? You know, did you do coaching by a person or like an AI platform? A pretty cool world, this. So, as I've said previously, my current FTP essay I'm estimating it to be about 220, 225. But I think I might do one of the rest days here is do a test. So I think tomorrow is a rest day. Now, you might be thinking it's a bit crazy doing a test on your rest day, but it's best to work off facts and stats. So I think doing a test tomorrow on a rest day to allow me to get the right numbers dialed in is crucial. I was just lazy yesterday and didn't do it, but I'm in the right frame of mind now to get this in place. I've noticed on videos as well that I sway a lot when I'm cycling. On the stationary bike. I'm like that. So, is that pure core engagement? I don't know. Interesting if anyone's got any opinion on it. Share that with me. We'll have to see what people think. The bad stability of a bum and the saddle. So, unusually I'm training at lunchtime today, which is not the usual time that I train, if anyone knows me. It's usually first thing in the morning, but man, I got up at 6 AM and just couldn't push myself out of bed, which is quite unusual for me. Some of the benefits of working from home means I can do these things on my lunch break. Although, when I worked in the, what's the, what am I meant to be hitting here? Okay, that was the first little effort. What was it meant to be though? I'm a bit confused. What am I looking at here? What's the aim of wattage that, oh right, down the bottom, 118. Okay, now I know where to look, at least. So we'll see the next one coming up shortly. 397, right, okay. Almost think it's like near impossible to hit an exact wattage number for that short period of time. I mean, it must be part of a warm-up. So I'm actually looking forward to starting this whole process off because I like having structure. I like having boxes to tick each training day. Gives you the motivation to get up and suffer and gives you a reason why you're doing these things. Is this one there? Oh, so I have this little contraption that I got from my Insta 360. It's like a belt that straps around, and you can attach the pole to the back of you and put it on so it looks like a drone shot. So what I'm planning on doing is doing a couple of KOM segments near where I live and seeing how we can fare on them with that view. That'll be some interesting content, I think. And I might make that like a series, a KOM series on the channel in the real world, not virtually. But for this first 8 weeks, I'm just going to focus on doing most of my structured training on whoosh indoors. Although maybe on a Sunday I might go out for 4 or 5 hours just to build the endurance up. And getting out of the house is good in the fresh air also. Yeah, going back down to that teen time trial practice, man, what a laugh. It was really difficult just to stay in line and everyone trying to take their turn. But we figured out once you got someone on the front who was holding the prescribed wattage, you're able to stay behind them. Now, in the race, there isn't going to be draft turned on. So we kind of found that with the draft you were being catapulted and pulled back quite a bit. So it was hard to keep that sustained effort. Okay, what's this now? 255, oh, okay. For a minute. Not much talking there. Just a real focus on hitting the numbers. Good effort. And also in a genius move to lose weight, I've signed up to HelloFresh. So that should be coming tomorrow, first delivery. I think having the meals planned out, knowing exactly what the macros are, is great. And the fact that it comes just ready to make, the exact amount, no wastage, fantastic. And because you've got it all there in front of you with the instructions, there's no like, come dinner time, like, well, what we're going to have. It makes it really easy. Well, in my mind it does. Let's see if I can put that theory into practice and stay away from the Chinese and the chippy. I mean, those things are okay in moderation. I've just been overindulgent. Okay, just down a bit. The next one up is a 5-minute effort. And after the 8 weeks, what I'm planning on doing is some kind of AI app. So I've used Spoke in the past, spoke.ai. I'm either going to look at join or the breakaway. Now, Benji, another YouTuber, has been using the breakaway, which is good. They've got Chris Van der Velde as one of their ambassadors. And then I'm sure they're based out of the States. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that. And then you've got Join, based out of the Netherlands. And they've got, who is it? It's not Donald again. The other crazy Dutch rider with a beard. He's doing a lot of work with them. I think there's that podcast, Live Slow, Ride Fast. So he's an ambassador for Join. So I was able to find some information on YouTube about Join, not so much on the breakaway. But I think to get the best out of it, I need my baseline up a bit. Hence why I'm doing this 8-week plan on MyWhoosh. That cadence up, nice and steady. 90 to 95. I'm going to hurry up. It's important to stay seated with all these efforts. So I've been told. Not that I'm an expert. Far from it. Sorry for that, guys, but nose must be cleared. Can't breathe. I don't know. Ever since COVID and having it and getting that bloody vaccine, nose just constantly blocked. It's hard to describe. Okay, 30 seconds. Not bad. Three-minute recovery. I think it's also important to note when you're doing these sessions that people get hung up too much on hitting every single aspect. And whilst that's good, if you're hitting every key component in that day that you're doing, and doing it easily, then I would argue it's too easy for you as you're bumping up. I mean, the idea of these sessions is to challenge you. So if you miss one or two, or you can't just quite get the full power, don't worry about it. I think it's a journey, it's a process. It's okay not to get a green tick next to that 5-minute effort. Track your progress over time and not just at an individual point. Because if you do this same session again next week, and let's say you haven't been able to hit the 5-minute for that full amount of time, or the end, but you missed it by a couple of wattage points, or you just weren't able to hold it for that full length of time, but you're able to do it the week after, or better that than what you did, then that's progress. And to me, that's more important. You want to see that progress over time. So if anyone is watching this from Northern Ireland and has some killer KOMs they want me to look at, pop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and see them and explore. And part of the main focus of the channel is to focus on Northern Ireland cycling and why it's great, and why there's some of the fastest road races at club level that happen here globally. And I mean by average speed. So the blue should get you up to about 180 watts, 170 watts. A repetition of that would be 1, 2, 10 times. We're getting a full smorgasbord of effort levels here actually. Oh no, it's a sprint. And then it goes into 140, right, okay. So those gaps are higher than what's indicated on there. You can't really see, but bits in between the blue are like red efforts. So boosting up to 356 watts and then down to 146. So this is, for me, real low end zone 2. Zone 2 is so important. If you can raise your zone 2 level up, everything else follows suit. So don't forget your zone 2, guys. It must just be like a short 5-second effort with the low end zone 2 recovery. Now hopefully the sound is sinking to my lips. I was having a bit of bother with that. I had to go through a bit of trial and error on the syncing and the setback of the because my lips were moving and this sound wasn't syncing up with my lips, which is weird. It just spoils the video or the stream. So hopefully this is a lot better. I just MyWhoosh have got this new climb. I think it's like 35 kilometers long or more. Brutal. So we'll have to do a stream of me doing it. God knows how long it'll take us. Hours. It's a real brutal climb. It just goes on forever. A bit of gravel now. All good. Not a big fan of gravel. I don't like riding in gravel because I've just not got the skills. I love watching it. But you just need to be on another level to participate in the gravel or cyclocross. It's crazy. Well, maybe gravel I can think about, but cyclocross, no way. Pardon me. Good bit to go. I was meant to do my first real world sportive last Saturday, the VC Glendale charity cycle for cancer charity for kids, but I was waiting on my bike coming back from being serviced. I just didn't make it. Got it because it was a great turnout and it would have been the first of the year. But a lot of money raised, big turnout. By all accounts, it was a great success. Now, I am half thinking of doing the UCI Gran Fondo in Ireland, which is in June. 26th of June, I believe. So, at least that would be a good main goal to achieve, or aim for. And, you know, you can take the car down, camp out, you do it on the cheap. Give myself a bit of a test. Try and really set a time and go for it. And it's exciting because it's the first one, it's the first time it's ever been in Ireland. So to be part of that would be great. Say you've done it, box tick. And look, I mean, if you're good enough, you can get through to the next stages. But let's be honest, that's not going to be me. Maybe if I had an e-bike with some batteries. Maybe. Oh, I believe there's some investors who are looking into the doped Olympics. So they're doing an Olympic Games where doping isn't cheating. You can do whatever you want. I mean, seems like a strange but interesting topic. You know, what's humans' real potential with the aid of drugs? But so nearly halfway there. Keep it nice and controlled. Keeping the cadence medium. Rate for me, about 85 to 90. Meaning the heart rate isn't going to go too high. Save my higher cadence for that big green block that you see. Kind of sweet spot tempo. Yeah, another big effort coming up. 3, 2, 1. So I don't even know this, right, but I know the elite trainers, when you're in erg mode, it's suitable for to be in the front small chain ring. Just in case you didn't know that. If you're on the big cog, it must be something to do with the limitation of the power you could put through and maintain. They must be able to do that at an easier way. If it's in the small cogs, you're not generating too much power naturally, I think. I'm sure there's some scientist that can clarify that for me. Maybe somebody with the resistance that the trainer can create. I did have a bit of an issue with my trainer maybe 6 months ago. It was making an awful grinding noise, and sent in a support ticket, and it quite literally you take the casing off, there's like what's the word to describe it, like a screw that goes in and out, and that dictates the resistance that you feel. Well, it was kind of dry, so I just had to put some engine, like real thick quality, in like mechanic grease, real thick stuff. Solved the problem. Great job. I have also heard about the resistant, there's like bands inside it as well, and they wear over time, but Elite send a new one out free of charge with great instructions on how to change it. I must say I really like the Elite trainer that I've got. It's the Directo X, not the XR, but for what I need, it's perfect. Now, if I was thinking about racing for money on MyWhoosh, it wouldn't be good enough. But for what I use it for, perfect. As you may have established, I'm not a professional athlete. It would take the grace of God and the touch of all the angels for me to be a professional athlete. I mean, genetics is a big part to play, but you also need that extra bit of crazy mentality to just super focus on something at the detriment of all else. Everything, family, friends, kids, having a good time, all of that. I mean, you've only got to open a bottle of wine and fucking there. So I do have some Rothai branded cycling clothing coming. I've got some samples coming in. I'm going to test them over a number of weeks before committing to a bigger order to sell online. So watch this space for updates on that. I'll be sharing what they look like, quality, all those things that you would and want to be interested in, I'll be sharing. I've got bib tights coming because it'll still be Easter season. This will be cold, kind of cold here, classic season. Bib shorts, a kind of cold weather jacket, and a gilet, and some socks. And I'm also going to get a cycling jersey too. Short sleeved. So can't wait to share that with everyone. Two more of these efforts. I think we'll just get to the top of this climb by the end of the session. So not that far really. We've only done 12k. It'll be exciting to see the updates that are coming from MyWhoosh for the UCI World Championships of esports. I mean, it's a great thing to take away from Zwift. I mean, there's always that question of transparency of numbers, you know, power numbers and all that kind of stuff. And I know to race on Whoosh, there's such a mad rigmarole to go through. Now, I do believe that Zwift and IndieVelo have partnered up, and IndieVelo are going to be providing the, I don't know if it's the software, the code for the racing element, so it's more tight restrictions around it. I mean, I've used IndieVelo in the past, and I mean, the dynamics are really good. Racing in the pack, draft, all that kind of stuff. It's just, it doesn't look great. But does that mean I'm more form over function? Maybe. Can we not have both? Stand up a second. Bum. Bum, a lot of rest. Back into it again. You really need to build your bum's resistance up to being on the saddle. Although I ripped my old saddle, I want to get a new one. I bought the cheapest one off Amazon, and it seems to have done the trick. It's a good saddle, fairly firm, seems to fit my bum nicely, but it's such a subjective thing, isn't it? I mean, they tell you to try loads of different saddles. I mean, you could spend obscene amounts of money going down that rabbit hole, you know, and trying to get your money back in the second-hand market, no chance. Oh, down to 118 again, okay. I was going to smash it there, thinking it was going back up to 356. I was wondering why my legs were spinning. Okay, so we've got this for 3 minutes, and then into longest tempo, sweet spot, zone 3, the good zone. So I think my idea is to do each workout that I do live, and then do a summary video at the end of the week. I'd post that video on YouTube. And it'll be a mix mash of all my stuff from the week that's just been done. Thoughts, views, opinions, how I've done, share some stats. I've said it a few times though, like all these structured plans that come with Zwift and MyWhoosh, it would be great to export them so you could ride them in the outside world. I mean, it seems unfair that you can get outside world stuff from Trainer Road and your coaching and then implement them onto online platforms, but the online platforms won't let you export from their plan. So you can upload it back in and keep the stats all good and the progress and the process. Is my opinion, really. A bit one-sided. It'd be good though if you can hover over. Actually, does it work here? No. So it'd be good if you can hover over, say that green bit, and it'll tell you how many watts you're doing. That's what's missing from the plan description. what the number's going to be for each part that it's asking you to do. You know, so for example in Zwift, it's obviously calculated off your FTP, and all that information is available within the plan details. So for me, it'd be nice to see it in this as well. Maybe 10-minute effort at the end. Nearly there. It's 9 minutes to go for this effort. I just always find it hard cycling indoors. It feels harder. This kind of effort out in the open road. For me, it would be easier. Don't know why. Just wouldn't notice it as much. The SLR one says screamer because out in the open road you're able to freewheel a lot, still keep going, whereas indoors you have to keep pedaling. So that's why people say that it's more akin to doing a time and a half indoors than outdoors and level of effort required. So training for an hour and a half indoors is like 2.5, 3 outdoors. It's a lot more prescriptive doing these plans like this indoors. And you really focus on the effort. But I guess it depends on your goals and what you're racing for. The argument can be made that if you race predominantly outdoors, then you should be training outdoors. I also did my first online race on Sunday on MyWhoosh with OTR racing. Oh man. I was with the front pack for ages, and then I just stopped pedaling for a slight second and lost the wheel, and really quickly I was like 4 seconds down. And when you're on your own, there's no way you're catching a pack that are just blasting along using the draft. But I was happy enough with the result. Got a great idea of where I was, fitness wise, numbers wise. But for me, I always perform better in a race than a test. Same doing an FTP test. No, if I'm in a race, I'll get my best numbers every time. Wonder if everyone else is like that. Please leave any comments on that. Be interested to see others are like me. Really what I call the Mark Cavendish effect. He used to hate and perform poorly in tests, and he would openly admit that. But yeah, he always won races. He just knew what to do and how to do it in the real life scenario. Now, I'm not comparing myself with Mark Cavendish, but similar way of doing things. Okay, halfway through this effort. Feeling good. Starting to breathe heavy now. Bottom's getting sore. Just a little bit of rest. That's enough. That's it. As long as the majority of the session's good, that's all that matters. Starting to feel lactate build up now. Shut up, legs. I say to myself, shut up, legs. Oh, timeless. Jens Voigt. What a guy. Crazy German. I must actually weigh myself today. See what I'm currently sitting at. Just so I know where my starting point is. Keep the protein intake up and just reduce the calories. Good. So this first week is an intentional low volume and low intensity. It's just to get the legs moving again, getting you into a good place, keeping you fresh for weeks 2 to 4, where the real work starts. So this is about getting the body used to doing structured training, getting up, jumping on the bike at early o'clock, or whether it's everyone else, do their structured training first thing, or is that impossible for some people? I mean, I know that if you're trying to do top end sprints, you should leave that until the afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but when you work it's kind of hard, right? We're not all professional athletes. Okay, looks like we're going to make this little hill. Keep the cadence up. I think I had a dip. A good bit in this session. Not good. I need to get used to high cadence drills. Not relying on my muscles as much, but more my cardiovascular system. Okay, recover time. That's good. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So, you see, fair bit to go. Well, that'll fall off. Just trust in the process. Stop the hand-to-mouth syndrome. Or drinking. Stay off that as well. This is a mess. I didn't hydrate once through that fucking session. now, loving my black spoked bidon that I got off a guy selling them on Facebook Marketplace. He had a whole load of ones. He got Trinity, Black Spoke, loads of other teams, so he must just go around watching the races and collecting bottles. One of the ex-riders for Black Spoke, Mark Stewart, he's from Dundee as well. I'd love to get a good chat with him, being a fellow Dundonian. Nice guy. I think he's based out of Girona now. And his girlfriend's an elite cyclist as well, I believe. She's in the team. Living the dream. A slight crash there. Hopefully the stream's still live and it's good. I wonder what the graphics changed to, because annoyingly, every time I come back, the graphics reset to a lower setting, and it's annoying. Yeah, look, high, medium, medium. Although to be fair to MyWhoosh, they do tell you that in order to run the game, I mean, I've got a pretty good spec laptop here. I've got an i7 32 gig RAM with an RTX 3050 graphics card. You know, it's nothing to be sniffed at, but that's still not, that's below the minimum requirements. So I think they need to sort that to hit the big time, because the good thing about Zwift is a really low barrier to entry. I still have a pretty decent graphics experience. So if MyWhoosh can nail that, I think we'll get a lot more people on board. But I think they've got bigger fish to fry. They've got to make sure that what they're doing for the UCI is on point, or else it'll be an absolute car crash. If they can nail that, that'd be great. Let's get rid of this. Let's look at the different camera angles. So there's number 2, a bit closer. 3. Don't like that, I hate that view. Even on car games, I hate that view. There's me from the front. Ah, we're finished. There we go, that's pretty good. So you can see the heart rate distribution, power distribution, cadence, and the lights as well. So, not a bad session today. Like that for day 2. Wasn't killer, which is important, because if something kills you too early, you just lose interest. So, thanks for watching, anyone who's watched from start to finish. Thanks to anyone who's watched, really. Like and subscribe to see more of this content. I will be doing a daily stream for 8 weeks of my structured workout for each one of those days. So if you like more of this content, like and subscribe. And leave some comments below what you thought about the things I was talking about in the stream as well. Thanks guys, chat soon.